Hey guys, I'm Nelson, and with me today is Smith Garvin,
Hey,
Maxwell Chen,
Hello.
and Mr. Evan King.
Uh,
Since it's almost the end of the year, everybody's doing their Game of the Year categories and stuff, we thought we'd chip in ourselves. Because we're highly qualified people, aren't we?
yeah, for what it's worth.
Exactly. So there's no difference between us and professionals.
And game journalists, yeah.
Exactly. Professionals, finger quotes.
Yeah, professionals.
Alright. Well, since we've made a huge ass list, we're going to start with what I think would be kind of the one that we'd argue about a lot. We're going to start with the video game trend that needs to stop, or as I called it, the Whoa There Champ Slow Down Award. We have mediocre endings, cut content, integral DLC, season passes, poor marketing campaigns, QTEs, and video games.
That's for anyone who's wondering, that's just the people who are the mindset that the industry itself needs to just shut down because it's done all it can.
Okay, I propose we cut that one. I'm just saying.
Because it was Maxwell. Maxwell, you came up with it, but you're the most cynical person in the whole group.
Yep.
I just think we don't. I personally still enjoy video games. I think we should cut it. Unless
Yeah.
Maxwell has some kind of revelation thing that he could make me
Yeah.
light.
Are you gonna wow us all with your like? Are you gonna bring out a chart and be like, this is what video games will be like in 10 years, and this is why they need to die now?
I just don't enjoy video games anymore.
Well, there you
I
have
don't think anyone else should either.
I was just getting. Well, I'm gonna ask the important question. Do you even enjoy life anymore?
Don't want to talk about
Maxwell. Yeah, Maxwell. We still go to movies and stuff, right?
He's gonna be playing some Linkin Park soon.
It explains why he sighs so much whenever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
it.
He's
Yeah,
just
it's fine if we cut that out.
All right, we're gonna.
I just put it there for joking.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
just picture. I always knew Maxwell, and you were just like, this is my life.
All right. Now somebody else take a turn and cut something from the list. We're gonna basically on Oven.
I'm gonna take a turn here and say, I think we can cut mediocre endings, and my reasoning for that is most games like today. I mean, at this point, if you get a mediocre ending, it's a huge problem if the whole game itself has been mediocre. But if it was a solid game, and the really only thing bad you can say about it is, the ending could have been a lot better. That's generally a good thing if that's one of your only complaints. And in this day and age, a game with a mediocre ending has a pretty good chance of being improved with the sequel. So
That's a good point. All right. Anybody else want? Anybody contest that, or are you guys good with that?
I agree. I second it.
Maxwell.
Sure.
All right. So mediocre ending. Somebody else take a turn.
We
Poor marketing
should-
campaigns.
Yeah, that's not really a trend. That's just shitty marketing, people.
Besides, that doesn't really affect anyone. You can just ignore it if you don't like the marketing.
Yeah, I guess so.
actually, it could also. But I think what Nelson, I think what you were trying to say when you put that in there is that just you mean there's publishers who have their really good games out there that people just don't bother to put out any ad space for, and as a result, no one knows about it.
Yeah. Sometimes
Like-
that's really.
That's not a trend. That's just shitty marketing.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess so. Okay.
Unless you mean annoying ads where all the movie trailers now they have that sound every
Yeah,
5
Yeah,
seconds.
that is an annoying trend.
That is a trend.
All
That
right,
means
you guys are right. That was a really poor choice on my part. All right.
Thanks for that, Nolan.
All right, so Evan picked that one. Maxwell, your turn. We need one last one to cut.
Mm,
We got cut content, integral DLC, season passes, and QTEs.
season passes should be cut.
Okay. You think season passes are a good
It's a
trend?
pretty good marketing model.
Yeah.
If it's recently it's Walking Dead, mostly Telltale usually has season passes for their games,
Yeah.
and since their games are episodic, they release it month by month.
Yeah.
It's better to buy it as a whole pack instead of just buying single episode.
See what you mean?
But
I
if you mean it, like by like what Saints Row did, season pass for the
Yeah, I just feel like some season passes don't deliver on what they do. You know, they basically they put forward this $15 charge ahead of the $60, and you basically are hoping that they deliver on the promise of your $15, but they don't always do so. And I feel like season passes could improve, and some of them are really good, but some of them are just kind of meh.
it's not really a big trend as the other ones though.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
that's why I
Either-
was gonna say. Sorry, Maxwell. What do you mean when you say integral DLC? Do you just mean like stuff that like you basically can't get the full experience unless you have it?
Yeah, like DLC that you go, that kind of seems like it should have been part of the game. That should have.
So yeah, so it's like yeah,
a good
one.
example of that is Dirt 3.
Okay.
Dirt.
Half,
Dirt
half the
3,
game is DLC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to buy
Hey.
races. You have to buy cars.
yeah.
You
That's,
can't anything
I
unless
will-
like you buy it.
okay.
I'll also say even in the 3D I read the Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS. It's all going to be completely optional, but I mean, and of course, I've heard there's going to be a decent amount of free DLC, but like if you're willing, there is a shit ton of paid DLC for that game. If you're willing to shell out money, you can get pretty much every major and decently minor character from every Fire Emblem up to the present in the Awakening game. Plus, they have paid DLC side quests and optional quests, which is what gets you more characters,
Yeah.
that you wouldn't get if you played the real game.
So,
I would say, yeah.
would
I'd
you say we changed the thing from integral DLC to just DLC in general? Kind of is a video game trend that needs to stop.
I don't really have much objection to like DLC as a whole. I mean, if you're like, I have an objection when it's like Maxwell said, like half the game is DLC, or a huge chunk of stuff that like you don't feel like you played the full thing unless you get the DLC. I don't have a problem with like, if you're willing to pay money for like new skins for your cars in a racing game, okay, that doesn't add a whole much, but at least you're like, oh, this is my car, I personalized it.
Okay.
That's your choice, but
Okay. So
the game itself shouldn't be under lock and key.
Okay. So basically, so we're agreeing we should cut out season passes and leave integral DLC as it is.
Yeah, and what do you
Sure.
think, Maxwell?
What do you think, Maxwell? Okay. So we have our three. That's our three for this category. Which now comes the hard part. Which of these three trends need to stop? The QTEs, the integral DLC, or the cut content? I mean, basically, this is just remember this is involving just this year in general.
Yeah,
So
I would just like to say something real quick.
okay.
As far cut content, my point for that is, remember when Mass Effect 3 came out and I showed you the speech from Anderson that they cut?
Yes.
The Anderson death scene.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that should have
Been there?
in
Yeah.
the game. Yeah.
Or like
it just should have been there.
the thing you showed me where the people who were running towards the Crucible with you eventually got
Yeah.
evac'd. That's something
Yeah,
that should
yeah.
have been in there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the first place.
I feel-
but and I
I don't have a
And,
problem with it as long as they don't re-release it later.
you don't
Yeah.
you don't want them to re-release it as DLC later.
Yeah, if they cut it out for a reason and just leave it cut out. Don't release
if
it.
yeah,
Wouldn't
I
that
was
be
gonna
like
say
integral DLC?
yeah,
That
I don't
would be
have
type
I
of
don't
DLC.
I don't have as much of a problem with it as I do DLC, and I was gonna say I don't really mind QTEs either, as long as they're not like the crutch of the game, because QTEs to me done right is like when the button appears on the screen, and that's just the button. It doesn't say like mash button repeatedly, and there's not like all these instructions. It's just the button.
So
And
so then
like,
did you
oh
like
God.
or dislike Azra's Wrath? Because that would be my
Yeah.
that would be the game that I would defend for the QTEs. I feel QTEs could add a lot to an experience in a video game. They just tend to
But
be
yeah,
really
but-
poorly implemented in most video games.
Yeah, it's just Asura's Wrath was more of an interactive movie.
Yeah, the
than-
QTEs were the only part that you played, more or less.
I would
Yeah.
not call that a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really hard sell for a game, but I think it is. I think that is a game where QTEs are implemented in a way that add to the experience, don't hinder it.
Yeah, but yeah. I guess they wouldn't hinder it when it's the only way you can really play the game at all.
Yeah, but I mean, for the way that they use them is very well done. Like when
Original and
when you're mashing the buttons and then you're like the dude is struggling and you're struggling because you've been going at it for like a minute and your hand is getting tired and you're like, God damn it, what the hell's going on?
Like a minute, yeah.
And then and then the fucking thing explodes.
It's just what they did is they just took one part of Gods of War and made it into a game. It's not a game.
Yeah. I would argue it's a game.
Moving on.
Alright, okay, so I would say
get it.
QTEs is not. I would argue
Yeah.
QTEs is not a trend that needs to stop. It
I
needs
say
to be
it-
improved, but it doesn't need. I don't think it really needs to stop at the moment. It hasn't gotten super
Yeah.
good yet.
Integral DLC is the winner, I say.
You think so?
Me too. Yeah.
I could go with that. Maxwell?
Yep.
Okay, so Integral DLC is the winner, with the runners-up be QTEs and cut content. Way to go, Integral DLC! You guys fucking suck. Way to go. The next thing we got is great game that no one played, or you really should check this out, guys. Award.
Maxwell, you go first.
Yeah. Well, we have,
I've only played Frog Fractions.
oh man. Well, we have
And I don't care for the rest.
4 games on the list. It's Dust and Elysian Tale, Virtue's Last Reward, Pokemon Conquest, and Frog Fractions. So you've only played Frog Fractions. Which one would?
I didn't get to the meat of the game, but I hear it's pretty amazing.
It's magical. It is magical. It's a journey. But which game would you cut from this list?
All of them.
Yeah, because he can't give an opinion.
Alright, well then your opinion at the moment doesn't matter then.
I'd say Dust and Elysian Tale because it's on every other list on here, and I am tired of seeing it, and it looks like a shit game.
I will argue
have you
against
looked?
that.
Did you look
I
it
saw
up?
some screenshots of it. It looks like a cheap
Pretentious.
Maple Story cartoony ripoff with some very lackluster
love it.
RPG elements.
I love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole thing was made by one guy. It was all a one guy effort, and the story is actually really well done. The characters are actually pretty well done, and they're all amateur voice actors. It's all hand animated by one dude over the years.
What you're trying
Well,
to
I
say
wouldn't
is
know.
he made it. What you're trying to say is he made it all on his iPad at Starbucks. Yeah, we get it.
No, sure, you could belittle his achievement.
I say the one that everyone needs to check out is Virtue's Last Reward.
I would say
mean,
that, but which one would you cut? We're not talking about which ones you're gonna leave on this list.
Which one would I cut? Pokemon Conquest. It's too. It was a decent idea, but it's a short game.
Isn't it basically child's first RTS?
It's baby's first RTS with Pokemon, but I mean it was a cool idea because I was like, oh shit, now Pokemon are like legit war machines. You know.
So what you're
I
saying
looked
is
at
you want them to make a gritty remake of Pokemon Conquest?
Yeah. If there was like a Spec Ops: The Line version.
Oh
of
God,
Pokemon,
no.
I would play the shit out of that.
No, I hope they don't do that.
I hope they do. Sounds like a good idea.
I could go with Pokemon Conquest being cut from the list. Everybody else good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, Pokemon
Yep.
Conquest. So we
As
got
for-
Frog Fractions, Virtue's Last Reward, and Dust and Elysian Tale on the block, and only one of them can win.
I say Frog Fractions.
Frog Fractions is a great game. It's a magical game that starts out very simple and it just fucking it sends you on a journey. It blows your mind. It really does. I was skeptical at first going into that game.
I will agree with that, but I'm not gonna sway on Virtue's Last Reward.
I'm not gonna sway on Dust and Elysian Tale. Dust and Elysian Tale is a
I
game.
saw some screens of Virtue's Last Reward. Just looks like some
It's a
crappy Japanese game.
it's a
that got
visual novel.
ported to the U.S.
It is a visual novel, Maxwell. Didn't you ever play? Oh, right, that's right. You were the only one in the group besides Evan who didn't play 999.
Yep.
I think I can. I'm conflicted because I love 999 and I feel like Virtue's Last Reward is not gonna get recognized either.
Did you ever? Well, yeah, every time I log on to, I mean, it sold like what, like 350 copies in the U.S. or something like that. It's ridiculous.
That's disappointing because it's such a well-written game with great characters.
Well, I mean, did you get the true ending in 999 ever?
I got very close. I never finished it.
Are you still trying?
I'm still trying. It's because I'm trying to do it without a FAQ, and everybody keeps
Oh.
telling me you should do it with a FAQ because there's like the true ending is so difficult to get. Like one little thing can screw it up.
Yeah.
That sounds really awful, but I guess I'll go back and do it with a FAQ. But still, that game is an amazing game. Even I've played it over like 7 times.
I mean, I still have. I can memorize like the first 2 puzzles, and after that, I get stumped again.
But
even if I'm doing it again.
Like, I mean, 999 was a game where you build
All
really.
right, let's get back to the
Yeah,
topic.
okay, well-
Evan, since we're gonna have to be the tiebreaker, what do you think?
But have either of you played Dust and Elysian Tale or Virtue's Last Reward?
I
haven't
haven't.
played any of these games.
What do you think, Evan?
I think I actually played the beginning of Frog Faction, so I'll have to go. with
All
that.
right,
Ah.
that's 2 for Frog Factions, 1 for Dust and
Oh,
Elysian Tale, and
no.
1 for
Yeah,
Frog Factions.
Frog Fractions. Unless Smith, are you willing to back? We could team up on one. I don't.
Then it'll just be a
I
tie.
don't think Frog Fractions should win. I think it's a
That
good
would
game,
be-
but the other 2 games deserve more recognition than Frog Fractions.
I don't think Dust is good per se.
God damn it.
It's a bunch of too deep for me philosophy stuff.
Looks like Frog Faction wins.
No.
No, I'm not backing down. I'm just saying Nelson's choice is shit.
How dare fuck you? You know what? I'm backing Frog Fractions just to fuck you up.
Fine.
Frog Fraction is the winner. Fuck you.
At least I stood my ground.
I hate you so goddamn much. Obviously, don't enjoy good games. All right.
Clearly not.
For the best sequel, the next award is for the best sequel, the best case of sequelitis. We have Far Cry 3, Borderlands 2, Max Payne 3, Assassin's Creed 3, and Just Dance 4.
I say we can go ahead and cut Assassin's Creed 3.
I agree.
I could agree with that.
All right.
Maxwell,
He's okay with it. All right.
that's a game we all played.
All right. So Smith cut one, and now Evan, you go.
How about Just Dance 4?
I will fight you for
How about
that.
no?
Hell no. Why? Do you hate fun?
I do. That's why I hate Just Dance 4.
You obviously don't know how to dance either. Obviously, that's why you hate it.
Yeah.
I
Let
would.
me pull up the list of music
Okay, do
that
it.
is
Do it.
in this game.
Blow our minds, Maxwell.
Okay, obviously, Call Me Maybe.
Oh man.
A song of the year. A song of the year.
DLC of the year.
No, it is not DLC. It is in the game.
I looked up.
Of course.
Wild
Small
Wild
P.
West, the best Will Smith song ever.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
All right.
Time Warp,
Okay.
the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
Final Countdown, nominated by VH1's worst song ever.
What?
How is that?
Yeah, that was like back in like
The
2004.
Why?
Oh,
God damn it. Well, whatever. See, already I'm sold on Just Dance 4 being on this
But I
list.
I just don't know who has it in them to say the final countdown.
Oops, I did it again. I breathed tears. You know
Alright.
what they did? They made another great game.
Yeah, okay. So Maxwell, since you want to let Just Dance 4 in, what would you put in it as to be cut instead?
Max Payne 3.
You think so?
was average.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
I did too.
It was
I enjoyed it more than Borderlands 2.
it was a hard game. Occasionally, it was a really awesome game, and it made you feel really cool. Some people complained about how the way Max Payne didn't feel like Max Payne, but that game still felt really
What?
badass.
Because he wasn't all like a parody of himself anymore.
Yeah, and it was a lot more. It was a Rockstar game, and Rockstar is
Gritty.
it's very gritty and serious, and they base it off movies kind of stuff. And this was
Yeah.
obviously based off like Man on Fire.
Yeah.
But like, I love Max Payne 3. I don't think Max Payne 3 should be cut from this list.
I enjoyed Max Payne and Far Cry more than I did Borderlands, and I really liked Borderlands, but that's just the factor.
Let's cut Borderlands because I got really bored.
I would fight for Borderlands. I would fight for Borderlands because it improved a lot about what Borderlands 1 was about. But I know that I'm not gonna win that fight, so I will.
Well, you are the
I
one
support
that.
Borderlands 2 staying on the list.
I just know that even if I try to argue for Borderlands 2, nobody else is gonna cut the other 3 games from this list for Borderlands 2.
Maybe
Except for
Smith had a
Stand
shitty
For.
time because you went on and played Borderlands 2 before everybody.
That's a reasonable.
You let everyone down.
That's a reasonable reason to hate that game because
And
some
didn't you
people.
record like a whole bunch of content for that, and you have yet to upload anything?
I only recorded like an hour and then we never got back to it.
I did enjoy. I like when I'm playing it on my own. I do enjoy that game. I like it. It's a good game, but I just enjoyed the other 2 more than I did.
I
Borderlands.
can agree with that. Borderlands 2 is more Borderlands. It doesn't really
Plus-
do anything super different.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Okay, Borderlands 2 is cut from best sequel. Alright, so I'll cut one. Well, we have three. Far Cry 3, Max Payne 3, and Just Dance 4 for best sequel. I would throw in my lot for Far Cry 3.
For best
Just Dance
sequel.
4 because it's 4, not 3.
I'm gonna back Far Cry.
I would back
I mean-
Far Cry 3.
That's
I know,
me versus
my-
Maxwell.
Yep.
I know my dad just bought Just Dance 4, so but I'm gonna
Clearly, it needs to win.
He
but I'm
obviously
gonna
understands
back
fun.
Far
Alright, Evan, where do you put your lot?
I already said Far Cry 3.
Alright, Far Cry 3 is the winner for best sequel. Honestly, it really is a goddamn amazing sequel.
It is. It improves on everything.
A lot of
about-
things of Far Cry 2. And it's a beautiful looking game. That game is amazing.
I'm gonna remember that, Maxwell, and you say clearly your dad understands. It's fun.
Alright. Our next category is biggest letdown. We have Resident Evil Revelations, Raccoon City, NBA 2K13, Your Shape Fitness Evolve 2013.
Why is that on here?
I'm assuming Chewie put this on there. He's not here to defend it.
So let's cut it.
Right? No, we're gonna wait. And Mass Effect 3. I will personally say we should cut Mass Effect 3 from this list.
Me too.
I don't think it deserves
I mean,
to be called the biggest letdown.
It gets a bad rap, but
I don't think it's as
I mean,
Everything before the ending was awesome.
yeah.
yeah,
Everything leading up to the ending is awesome. I don't think the ending is bad, but it shouldn't be enough to ruin Mass Effect 3 completely.
the
Let
trilogy
me,
is a whole.
let me give you an analogy.
Okay.
You're eating this really good chocolate cake.
Okay.
You're eating way through it, then all of a sudden you get to the last bite, it's a piece of dog shit. That would ruin the whole experience, wouldn't it?
It would, but I think people are taking it too far when they say it's that
But
it's
but,
bad.
But five,
It's really it's a bad ending to a otherwise great series, but it's not so super awful as people try to make it out to be. It is a poorly done ending to a great series that
5 years later, when you're telling your friends that story, and you say, and at the end, it was a piece of dog shit, but man, that was great cake while I was eating.
leading up to the end,
At the
it had some of the
time-
greatest moments in that whole game.
At the time, you're gonna storm out of the restaurant angry as hell, and your day is ruined. But when you look back on,
I mean, it's end of the year. There's obviously gonna be spoilers, but I mean, so I'm gonna spoil some stuff on Mass Effect 3 if you guys don't want to hear about it.
You know what? The extended cut was pretty shit too.
It was. I will admit that, and it didn't help much. But like I said, it was a bad ending, but it wasn't enough to for me anyways, and I don't think it shouldn't be enough to ruin what was otherwise a really well done game up until that point.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
the Morton's death was a great moment. It was a fucking well done moment. It made you.
Yeah.
That made me cry. It was a well done moment. You lost a great friend.
Yeah.
Fucking still hanging out with Garrus, seeing Tali drunk,
I know. these
shooting
basic-
Ashley. I killed Ashley.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that. I remember I told you that, and you were like, "God damn it, I'm starting a new game."
Yeah, I didn't. I kept with I stayed with my choice of shooting.
These don't concern Maxwell because these are basic human emotions. But
But I'm saying these are like highs of the game. There are highs. There's a lot of contrivances, like meeting your friends from Mass Effect 2 by accident on this server's base and all this other bullshit.
yeah,
But-
yeah.
There are a lot of high moments in that game that it makes Mass Effect 3 not deserve to be on this list.
Mhm.
Whatever.
All right.
You should also get rid of NBA 2K13. I had no good expectations for that game, so could not have let me down.
Maxwell didn't.
I didn't either
So then,
This is
why is it on the list?
because when I played it, it was decent.
So you were.
But you
I
always
mean,
get
I
angry.
thought it was gonna be horrible.
So it wasn't a
I let you down
letdown.
because it was better than what you thought it was gonna be.
That doesn't
Then I
mean-
remember Justin Bieber's in it.
Oh yeah, that's kind of awesome and terrible. All right, we're gonna cut NBA 2K13.
Yeah,
And-
because
No.
Maxwell.
What? You don't think so?
No.
Why not?
Well,
It's the
yeah,
biggest
because
letdown. It's
whenever-
produced by Jay-Z.
Oh, no, it was executively produced by Jay-Z.
You know what he did? All he did was change the graphics and add to his music.
and I know whenever Maxwell plays it, he gets angry. So
Yeah, but I don't think that it deserves to be on this list for biggest letdown.
All right. Apparently, you guys like that game.
Nah, I haven't played it, but everything you're talking about, it makes it sound like it was better than what you thought it would be.
Whatever.
What?
In order for a game to be a letdown, you have to have good expectations for it, and then it just turns out to be shit.
Yeah.
Me personally, I thought it was gonna be shit anyways, and it just kind of fulfilled my wish, or what I,
It performed better than you thought.
yeah.
Alright. Well, so we have 3 games: Resident Evil Revelations, Raccoon City, Your Shape, Fitness Evolved.
I
We
will
should have
defend-
got rid of that one. We should just leave this a 2 list.
Ah, yeah, we should, but
I will defend both Resident Evils.
I will vilify the shit out of Resident Evil Revelations.
Yeah, and I wish Alex was here so he could back me up on this.
Well, too bad. Because
What the hell was the matter with it?
Resident Evil Revelations had the chance to be an awesome game on a fucking portable system. It had the opportunity to be an awesome Resident Evil game.
Nope.
It did. It had a really good chance because it had pretty good atmosphere. It had-
It's the modern Resident Evil game. It had no chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was first starting that game, it felt like it was more inspired by Resident Evil 4. But then as it went on, it was obviously more inspired by Resident Evil 5 and 6. So it got more actiony rather than claustrophobic and stuff. And
Resident Evil 4 wasn't that claustrophobic.
there were moments in that game where you just shit your pants. It was a scary fucking game. But Resident Evil Revelations it has a lot of opportunities to be a really well done game, but it doesn't come through because it just chooses to be a mediocre action kind of horror game.
I thought it was except for the city sections, it was a good throwback to old
Well, like
Resident Evil.
it wasn't even that good. It wasn't even a throwback to Resident Evil.
It was more
barely
survival horror.
It was barely at all. I mean, they even had like the option to put in co-op. Co-op would have made that game a lot better, I think, in my opinion.
Other than the online stuff.
Yeah, because the online stuff was pretty good. But I mean, throughout that whole game, you have a partner. They could have just made it like Resident Evil 5 or 6, where you're always playing with you can have somebody playing with you. But they just made it single player and wasted another, opportunity to make it a little bit better. Revelations, I feel like, is the biggest letdown because there's so much promise for it, and it doesn't deliver.
I thought it was just fine. I mean, Jesus, you're talking about like, oh, it was going to be like a throwback to the claustrophobic and stuff. You came in on Resident Evil 4. It's already an action series when you're playing.
I played Resident Evil 2 and 3. I never beat them because I was scared as shit. And like with Resident Evil 6, you're saying you don't like where the series is going. I don't.
Do you know why? Like me personally, I have absolutely no problem with it becoming more of an action series. And I'll cut you a break on this because you didn't play Code Veronica. But in Code Veronica, at some point, if you play the other Resident Evils, you're like, okay, Wesker's this fucking monster, and you're gonna have to fight him at some point.
Yeah.
But you never do in any of the old games. And I mean, when it started becoming more actiony. Like when you see Wesker do what he can do in Code Veronica when he's fucking dodging bullets and beating the shit out of the fucking final boss.
When Badass.
When he's going toe to toe, and you're thinking, how the fuck am I gonna fight him with these fucking tank controls? I mean, and then that's why that was the origin of why I didn't have much of a problem with it.
No, but I mean, I don't have a problem with the way that it's changed. Like, I don't mind over the shoulder. I hate that they're supplanting most of the horror with just pure action. There could be a good mix. Resident Evil 4 for me was a good mix. Resident Evil 5 was a little bit. For me, Resident Evil 5 was a decent mix. Like, I completely enjoyed the action sections of that game because I was playing with a friend. But it was some of the most enjoyable action I've ever played in a Resident Evil game. And I'm like, yes, they tried to cater to everybody in Resident Evil 6 by making different chapters be different. But it just doesn't. To me, it doesn't feel the same.
Resident Evil 6 is just a better Resident Evil 5. That is all it is.
Resident Evil 6 isn't even on this list, so I'm guessing Your Shape Fitness Evolved 2013 wins this category.
Maxwell saves the day.
Well, Max, what do you put your lot in?
Huh?
What do you put your lot in for biggest letdown?
I will say we got exactly what we wanted out of Raccoon City.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable. It was what I expected it to be.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting it.
I guess.
I wasn't expecting.
Especially when you play it together like we did.
Oh yeah, I think that game would have been so much shittier if we would have played it by ourselves.
I didn't play with anyone, so I know.
That game feels. I feel like that game would have just torn itself apart if it was you with the AI. Because just seeing Lupo do her shit, you could just tell. You could tell this is all that's gonna go wrong.
So Your Shape Fitness wins.
No. Well.
Or what are you gonna say, Evan?
Does Revelation just win by default then, since you both enjoyed Raccoon City?
I enjoyed Raccoon City, but what would you put your lot into?
What I saw of Raccoon City, I liked it. But I could see how it'd be a horrible game if you just played by yourself. So I'm just gonna have to go Your Shape Fitness.
God damn it!
Yes.
Really?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Alex put that in there so it could be like an everyone wins option.
I just don't. Alright.
No one wins when you play that game.
Except your body.
Because eventually life catches up with you and you can't find time to play games anymore.
Yeah.
Which by extension means you can't find time to work out anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Resident Evil Revelations, you barely survived the cutting board, the chopping block. You're lucky Your Fitness, whatever it's called, won. You won by a nose hair, asshole.
I'm gonna just put that. Okay, now here's something that I think we can all have a good time with.
Alright. The next category is Smith, go ahead.
Best mission or moment.
Read down the list. And Evan, you pick the first to cut.
Battle of Yorktown. I'm guessing that's Assassin's Creed 3.
Yes, on the ship.
Yeah. Tracking down Voss, Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3's open world, was that just exploring the world?
Just everything about the open world.
Yeah.
That is
Spec
one of the
Ops.
best moments of that game. Just getting into the open world.
Spec Ops the Lion ending. And by the ending, do you mean just when you find the Colonel?
Just like
Yeah.
the lead up to the ending and the ending itself is one of the greatest moments.
Any of the 3 or 4 endings? I forget how many.
I think it's 3.
yeah.
17.
I would even say just I would put that Spec Ops the Line endings or ending is the best is a great mission moment.
White Phosphorus from Spec Ops the Line.
Yep, Weiss Foster scene, that's a good one.
Becoming the president of Mars.
That was a really good moment in Frog Fractions.
And the ending of The Walking Dead.
Alright.
I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Wait.
I am enjoying...
Before you say anything, Evan, you're gonna cut a game after he's done talking.
man.
Alright. Battle of Yorktown. Was anyone really blown away
I
with that?
I have yet to get that far.
I really enjoyed it. I love the sea moments in Assassin's Creed 3. I thought that was one of some.
I do too.
I did too, but just like I think the rest of the list is kind of better.
Yeah, but
I will agree with
Yeah,
that the Navy missions are... Yeah, I love those.
I mean, they're some of the best looking and just best feeling missions
Yeah,
in that whole game.
they're a lot of fun, but they're just I don't know. There's like a small part of the game.
Yeah, but I mean, visually they're really fantastic. When it's all raining and the waves are crashing, it all looks fantastic. That game, Assassin's Creed 3 did something really great with the sea missions.
But I mean,
Yeah,
what
but-
makes... I think what Evan's asking is what makes the Battle of Yorktown in particular stand out from all the other seaside missions.
I mean, it's you and one other ship versus a bunch of man of wars,
Uh-huh.
and eventually your guy friendship goes down. Your friendship goes down, and you have to take on the man of wars yourself, and it's your ship against 3 man of wars, and it's you're dodging, weaving, fucking shooting. It's
It's
a bunch of
probably
pressure.
the best part of the game, but I still think I could already see like 3 or 4 other things in this list that can beat it.
okay. Yeah, I can agree with that. All right.
I'll second it because I enjoyed that mission, but I'm gonna put it this way: I really enjoyed that mission, but it took you describing it to me to remember what it actually was.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfectly valid point. All right, Battle of Yorktown's out. What were you saying, Smith, before we cut it?
I was going to say I am playing The Walking Dead right now. I still have not beaten it, so I have not seen it.
Okay. Okay. Since we can't put I won't put the ending. How about we do this? I'll think about some. We can eliminate it for now. I'll put something down for it later.
All right.
Maxwell, choose something from this list.
Both Far Cries.
Both Far Cry.
I played it. The open world was fun for a while, then it got really bland. It's the same thing as the second one. You just have to do it over and over again. And taking down Voss, I don't know.
Did you think I'm gonna Nelson
Mhm.
earlier when we talked and you were talking about how the walk up to Voss was a really good moment.
To me, it was a personally
to me,
amazing.
Yeah, to me, I feel like the walk up to Voss was more satisfying and stuff than the actual payoff of killing him.
Oh no, definitely. That's why I said
Yeah.
taking the walk or taking down Voss. I felt like
Yeah.
at the time that whole scene, that walk, is a really good, just overall cinematic moment in that game. It's very weird and it makes you feel trippy.
I agree,
And
but
you're like, I want to fucking murder this asshole. And you're walking down this hallway and fire Vosses are attacking you. You're like, fuck you. I wanted to stab this asshole. And it's a great moment. And I think it had the potential to make that story go one of two ways for me. And it went the other way rather than it went the way that I kind of wish it hadn't gone.
really,
Because for me, after you take down Voss, the story just kind of goes after that for me.
because Voss was the whole.
I liked Voss, but I mean,
I think we should only have one of each game instead of Far Cry having 2 and Spec Ops having 2. We should
Yeah.
cut one from each.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'd say
I'll cut-
the open world is better than taking a boss.
I can agree with that.
I'll cut. I say the ending is better than the white phosphorus.
Well,
I know, I
okay,
like the white
wait.
phosphorus.
So everybody agree taking down Voss should be cut.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, we'll agree with that.
And the reason I'll say this, and this is something I could probably see myself giving on if I'm push enough, was when I was playing Spec Ops and I did the white phosphorus scene. I'll admit it, for the first time, I didn't see it coming. All I saw when I was firing the phosphorus was a bunch of white dots. I had no idea that 90% of those dots were civilians, and so of course I felt like absolute shit afterwards.
It's a great twist, a good revelation on the thing.
It was a great twist, but
yes,
what, Maxwell?
I'd say that'd be pretty expected from me because that's what military does.
It does, yeah, but I mean, like, you never expect a video game to really go all that deep into stuff like
Yeah,
that. The casualties of war. And,
that had never happened before, and so when you finally do it, now I did feel absolutely terrible and stuff, but I was still of the mindset of the main guy where he basically said, if
we have to keep moving.
If we push forward and we accomplish this, it can actually mean something. And then you actually get to the end,
and it doesn't mean anything.
And the colonel says, "This is all your fault."
Yeah, but I mean, like, when you were playing this game, because you brought it over to Chewie's and you were playing it in front of us, and we did our little commentary thing. When you got to the white phosphorus scene and the revelation came, because you never, and didn't know anything about this game before you started playing it. When the scene happened and when they showed the people who died and they held on it for so long, it was fucking heart wrenching. I was like, God, no, this is.
I remember you saying, stop, cut.
I was legitimately about to get up out of my chair and turn off the Xbox because I didn't want you to play the game anymore. I felt horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I did too, but just that whole ending, none of this would have happened. The whole thing where the colonel is painting
is insane and everything,
and he's painting the picture of the people in the white phosphorus. Then none of this would have happened, and if you had just stopped. I mean, the white phosphorus for me was a holy shit. I've never seen that in a video game before.
Yeah.
But the ending was just. I mean, I need to take a shower. What was the point of everything I did?
Yeah, I can see that. Like, the white phosphorus scene was basically the turning point on that story where it just got completely dark afterwards.
I did. I will say, Maxwell, I did. It was a thing where, like, I sort of saw it coming, Maxwell, but for me, it was more of a. It would be cool if they did this, and then they actually did it.
And you're like, oh god, I wish it had it.
Yeah, in very graphic detail, and I was like, oh, they actually did it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to go for the white phosphorus part, because that's like what Nelson said. That's just when the game finally turned from just kind of going downhill to just pitch black.
Yeah.
Just the story.
It turned from a generic military shooter into a
tale of just the fucking
insanity and desolation.
Yeah.
Because after the white phosphorus part, no one was really gonna be. Who was expecting a happy ending?
After that, I wasn't. After that, I was like, there's nothing in this game could make up for that at that moment. There's no way that we can make the cause worth it for that.
Yeah. I guess I can see that, but I mean, for me, just.
I can completely agree with you on the turn on the reveal about the whole ending where the colonel was already dead. He was always dead, and he's always been in your head, and he was a reflection of your own insanity and madness.
And he was what you created to blame to say it's not my fault.
Like when you got to that point, all I could say was, "What? What?
Yeah.
What?
I remember that.
What?" That's all I could say. It was a well done moment because I didn't see any of that coming. It made me feel extra shitty, but I feel like the white phosphorus is a thing that sticks with you the longest. The whole turn with the whole colonel being, an imaginary thing of your of you, of your insanity, is good, but the white phosphorus sets a tone for this guy feels like he needs to do something, and then after that everybody starts becoming more haggard. Everybody's angry with each other.
Yeah.
The takedowns are super violent and sloppy.
Yeah, yeah, I can. Okay, yeah. See, that's why I said I can, because I can definitely agree with you on all that. So, yeah, you can go ahead and cut the ending.
I mean, the ending is really good, and I think it deserves to be on this list. But if we're gonna keep only one between the two, I think the white phosphorus scene is the better moment of the two.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm already gonna throw in my vote for the white phosphorus being the best moment.
Okay, we just need to cut one more.
How about the frog thing?
I can agree with that. Anybody else?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have three. I changed the last one because I didn't want to put the ending because I just about nobody else here has played Walking Dead or finished it.
Yeah. I'm playing.
I've
I'm
seen
playing
the ending.
Is it actually? You know what, Maxwell? It's probably shit to you, isn't it?
Probably.
I liked it.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Do you want me to put
I'm
it on the?
excited.
You want me to put it on the list?
I'm sure you'll enjoy it too, Smith, since
Yeah,
you enjoyed all that emotion in Spec Ops: The Line.
It's a really good ending. I think it deserves to be on the list.
I will. I did.
I just feel like there's not enough people to
I
back
don't
it.
think since you haven't seen the ending, I don't think it should count. I guess you guys are gonna vote for white phosphorus, so
I
it
would
doesn't matter.
I would vote for the Far Cry 3 open world. That is one of I mean it I love the white phosphorus scene, but there's nothing for me has nothing has felt as awesome as when you are stalking a group and then you mark them all and then just the tiger comes out of nowhere and starts mauling everybody and then you just observe it mauling everybody and then a fucking bears starts
I'd
mauling.
say Assassin's Creed did that better than Far Cry 3.
You think
I
so?
would. I will disagree with you on that, Maxwell, but I will agree with Maxwell on saying, while I don't think the open world ever got really bland, because like for me, I still generally don't fast travel.
No.
I still walk
It's
because
half
I
of
want
the
to see
fun.
like if I want to run into anything. But I did feel
Wingsuit,
like
man, jumping off
God,
a radio tower with the wingsuit on.
but I did kind of feel like after I
Like what I
got all
did,
my
yeah, I didn't play too much of the main story. I just went through unlocking all the bases and getting all the radio towers, and then I went to do the missions. I don't know. I thought it was decent, but it wasn't like life changing.
Yeah.
I think it's a really well made open world, but to me, like after I got like all my wallets and stuff upgraded fully, the only real reason for me to keep exploring the open world is, get the bases, unlock the radio towers, and find stuff so I can get those badass signature weapons.
Yeah.
And anything that happens in between, like with a passing patrol or animals attacking people, that's just a bonus. I mean, it's awesome and I love it, but that's all it is to me, a bonus.
Okay, I can see that. All right, I can I think white phosphorus wins then. I can completely see that.
Yeah.
All right, I agree. The white phosphorus scene from Spec Ops: The Line is the winner for
Yep.
the best mission or moment. All right, Evan, you do the next. Well, let's see. What do we got? Yeah, we could keep doing.
Yeah.
We could keep going a little bit. Evan, you introduce the next one.
Alright, this is the best new character. This is Big Bo, Asura.
Wait up, let me change that.
That's supposed to be
I know. I was fucking with you guys.
Connor.
Yeah, okay, Connor, Connor, Voss, Wei Shin, Frog from Frog Factions, Wilson from Don't Starve.
And that's it.
Yeah, and that's it.
All right.
I say,
Well, before anything, hey, Maxwell, you've been playing Don't Starve. Should we put Don't Starve on this list? Because I mean, you can buy it now, but it technically doesn't come out until 2013.
Sure.
I mean, I'm asking you.
You can cut it.
No, I'm asking you. Should we put it on this list? Because whether or not do we leave it for 2012 or for 2013?
Well, it's still in beta, so
You would think we should leave it for 2013 when it comes out officially?
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so we'll cut out Don't Starve because it hasn't technically come out.
Mhm.
Alright. So we have Big Bo, Azura, Connor, Voss, Wei Shen, and Frog from Frog Fractions. And since we cut...
I'd have to say there isn't any character that's made any big impact to me this year.
Really?
I mean,
Oh,
I
let me
mean-
do this. Sorry, I forgot one. I forgot two characters to put on here for some reason.
really,
My bad.
what's Lee from? Oh, Lee and Clementine.
Yeah.
Ah, shit, you done it now.
I think I was gonna put them in, but I was going through everything else on the list before the best characters.
What are you, mainstream like VGA?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Miss Maxwell, we're setting out to be as mainstream as possible.
It's just my bad because I'm really poor at my job.
You'll notice vile denominations Just Dance 4, guys.
Yes, I'm gonna put that in. All right, Just Dance
Hey,
4.
you can't just put Just Dance 4. You have to select a certain dancer from a certain song.
Just Dance 4 guy. That's what I call it. That's his name. Just Dance 4 guy.
But I say we can go ahead and cut Wei Shin.
I would argue we cut Frog Fractions before we cut Wei Shen.
Either or. I mean, the frog was like.
It's unfortunate. Frog Fractions is being cut from everything.
But yeah, it's such a good out there game. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's a frog.
Yeah. But he does have some awesome personality, and he becomes the president of Mars.
Yeah, President of Mars. Yeah.
All right, I'll
I
cut.
think we should also cut Connor.
I think we could cut Frog from Frog Fractions, and I could see Connor being cut, but I legitimately liked Connor.
Really?
I like Connor. I mean, we can
Like,
cut him, but I would suggest there are other characters who I would put from Assassin's Creed 3 on this list over Connor.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Connor fine, but I mean, he was the stoic one, and I mean that's cool. And
It was
that's
the
fun.
ideal. The idealist.
But after Ezio and just how charismatic
Yeah.
and stuff.
You just can't top Ezio. Ezio's.
Yeah.
Also, Connor just had like one emotion through the entire freaking game. Just angry. Just a big scowl on his face the entire thing.
So he was a Native American.
Yeah.
All right, how about then we replace Connor? I mean, it sucks that I keep replacing characters and putting characters in, but
Yeah.
what if we replace Connor with either Hatham or Charles Lee?
Now Hatham, I could get behind.
What do you
but
think?
I would still cut him.
You would cut Hatham?
I mean, I like him better than Connor. I do wish the whole game was about Hatham.
Oh, I mean, too. That was a good reveal. The
uh,
whole Templar thingy. That was a good twist.
but
Yeah.
I would still cut him.
Okay, we're gonna cut Connor / Hatham because
Should it just be like main characters or
I mean,
like playable characters?
I don't think so because
I don't
a
know.
new character could be an NPC. It could be
Yeah.
a secondary character.
Ask anyone about Far Cry 3. They're gonna think of Voss.
Yeah,
instead.
that's one of the best characters from Far Cry 3, and the only character that anybody would nominate for best new character probably from Far Cry 3.
Or give a shit about.
Yeah, that too. Because nobody gives a shit about the people you need to save because they're
No.
awful.
Yeah.
They remind me about Smith if Smith went full bro.
Yeah, you hear people on V saying, and after all those the more drug-induced flashbacks I saw, the happier I was that all this stuff happened to me.
Alright, so we cut Connor. Who cut him? Who cut Connor?
I did.
Okay, so Maxwell, go.
Kadasura. It's not really a character.
He's more of a Kratos clone if Kratos had a heart of gold underneath all
If
the
Kratos wasn't a punk bitch, yes. That's what then Azra would be Kratos. Like okay, I can see. I would say Azra killed the creator, but so did Kratos. I don't know. I like Kratos and not Kratos. I liked Azra and his whole little journey.
We know.
But I really enjoyed that game. I really, really enjoyed Azra's Wrath.
Well, you enjoyed it. We didn't.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Even if I argued it, it would be cut because you guys outnumber me on that one. All right, Smith.
Who would I cut?
Who the hell's Big Bo?
from
Yeah, I would-
Binary
I would
Domain.
cut Big Bo.
You would cut Big Bo?
I
Yeah,
don't even know who that
It's
is.
from Binary Domain. Did you ever play Binary Domain?
He probably, of course, Charlie was my favorite guy in that game.
Charlie
but,
was cool. Actually, I just started playing Binary Domain again.
and
I
now
think-
you like Charlie.
I really, really like Charlie. Charlie's a cool guy. Also, he's voiced by Troy Baker, so that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, Troy Baker's British accent.
It's a really bad British accent.
Really? I thought it was
like,
good.
It's good, but then you could like see where he breaks and turns back into Troy Baker,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then he
that's
goes
true.
back to being British, and you're like, oh, I could see.
But I mean, at the end of the day, binary domain. At the end of the day, Evan, I'll show you this at some point. As well, the fact that those characters were as well developed as they were was a shock to me.
Yeah, I was surprised
with
how
that-
well written any of them were.
With that whole genre and stuff, and the fact that it was a game that like got virtually no publicity and stuff. The fact that they were as well developed as they were was a shock.
I mean, it came
But
from the
it-
Yakuza guys.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
but at the end of the day, they were well developed, still very archetypical characters.
Definitely, I could see that. But yeah, I can agree with cutting Bo. I think Bo deserves a mention, but I can agree with cutting him.
He was the best teammate. I think he was the best teammate, but Charlie was the best character.
I can agree with that. That's a good one. I like Kane. Kane was a good one.
Oh, Kane, yeah.
I kind of wish you would have gotten him earlier because he would have been in my party all the time.
Yeah.
All right, Big Bo's cut. My turn then. Just Dance 4 guy.
You're the one that put them
I
there.
know, I know. So, okay, I'm gonna take it off and do a real cut. I'd cut Wei Shen.
I'll back it.
I'd back.
No problems here.
All right, Wei Shen.
Alright.
So we got 3: Voss, Lee, and Clementine. Fuck.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I think we should cut Voss.
Well, we don't need to cut anybody else. We need to decide
Okay,
on a winner.
it's between those. Honestly, I say Lee.
I would put my lot with Clementine.
The reason, and now we can hear our cases and
No,
stuff.
definitely. That's the whole
reason-
point of doing this.
Yeah. The reason I say not Voss is because Voss, to me, the reason Voss sticks out is one reason and one reason only: his acting. The guy who played him with the voice
Oh,
and the motion capture.
It was
just
supremely well done.
yeah,
that guy
and
was-
ju-
you
I
feel-
found him to be the archetypical
yeah, he is archetypical.
crazy guy.
He's
It's
archetypical.
not different from anything else.
But I mean, the way that
They just tried to make a crazy pirate. They made a crazy pirate.
But I mean, the guy who does the voice for him and the guy who does the mocap for him, who are the same people, he kind of lends like some kind of life to the character. He does make him seem really threatening and scary.
Yeah,
and fucking
yeah. I mean,
crazy.
I thought he seemed more. I mean, just like all the little ticks and stuff he had with his movements and stuff. I mean, there was
the way
there was a lot of stuff he did that to me just made it. It just felt like while they were doing mocap, it just felt like that was ad libbed.
Yeah,
and they
or like
just decided
some of the
to put it-
euphemisms he used, like the pussy
Yeah.
trigger thing, or
Yeah,
the talk
the-
with the insanity. You
you had your finger on the pussy trigger and all
like
that,
what the
and
fuck
just
does that even mean? But
yeah,
like
just
what the fuck?
all the little ticks and stuff he did. I mean, Uncharted had mocap, but to me, Voss still felt more real and stuff than anyone from Uncharted.
Yeah.
But
I
it
like
just acting.
the game molester guy,
Oh.
cowboy, Australian guy.
Oh,
Buck,
Boss.
yeah.
Buck Hughes.
but Buck.
Oh man, we could put him in here. But I mean, like,
He's Buck and he likes to fuck.
he's
But-
a good guy. But I feel like most of the time with Buck, you're just doing fetch quest missions for him.
But, yeah,
you
but
never feel a sense of dread or anything until like the last little bit where you see your friend got raped by this
Yeah.
guy.
That's why I agree with Maxwell, because at the end of everything, Voss is the archetypical psychopath.
He's okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so we were basically saying Boss isn't gonna win this.
And I only say Lee because I love the hell out of Clementine. All right, my heart goes out to that little girl.
Oh no, definitely. I
My-
completely understand, man.
my heart goes out to that little girl. But Lee, I think the thing that gives it the edge is Lee is the player character. He makes the choices you tell him to make, and the character that he becomes
Is
is
all
shaped by you.
Yeah, it's all dependent on you.
What he teaches Clementine affects you. How Clementine grows up to view the world around her is based on what you tell her
So,
and show her and choose to lie to her
it's
about.
it's that thinking that really makes me like Clementine, because it's like, there are times in that game where I just want to kill a dude because it would be the easy option,
Yeah.
but then Clementine is there watching, and I don't want to make that seem like it's always should be the case. Like when
Well, it doesn't have to always be the case, just usually.
yeah. No, but I mean, like, in the barn when I killed the first brother, I killed him out of fucking hatred. I just fucking murdered him, and
Yeah,
then
me too.
and she saw me, and I was like, oh
And
god,
then
no.
yeah. But I mean, and you said like you let the second one live,
Yeah,
right?
because I didn't want her to see me beat his fucking face in.
Well, yeah, and you see that's where we differ, because I beat him to death in full view of everyone.
I didn't.
I don't give a fuck.
I let him go. I wasn't gonna go that far. I also decided not to steal from the truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Again, that's where we differ.
again, but yeah, I can see why you would choose Lee, because it's these choices that make Lee seem very interesting, very very different. Everybody's Lee is completely different, but he's always an interesting character to hear about.
Yeah, Lee is you, and you shape Clementine.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. I would put my vote for Lee then.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
vote for Lee.
Evan,
Me
you
as
agree?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The winner is Lee. We can skip this next one because there's not enough nominees for that one.
There's two.
Yeah.
Technically one.
Yeah, technically. All right. Maxwell. Actually, I'll read this one and then you read the next one, Maxwell. All right. 2013's 2012 Game of the Year. Basically, it means a game we kind of wish that come out this year that is coming out in 2013. So we got BioShock Infinite, Alien Colonial Marines, Fire Emblem Awakening, Tomb Raider, and I would put in also, what's that Naughty Dog game? Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Oh, Last of Us.
Last of Us.
Yeah.
I would put in Last of Us on this list.
Shit, you just
Isn't
had to-
this the games that were supposed to come out in 2012 but got pushed back?
You could it could be that, or it could be games that are going to come out in 2013 that we wish had come out in 2012. Either or. It's just
Sounds
it's a category.
like pretty pointless category.
It is. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be really stupid. We got BioShock Infinite, Alien Colonial Marines, Fire Emblem Awakening, Tomb Raider, and Last of Us.
I think we can all agree we can cut Tomb Raider.
No. I would cut
No.
Alien Colonial Marines over Tomb Raider.
I don't know. I'm more looking forward to Colonial Marines, but that's more so because so I can actually see if it's good.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider,
I've
just never cared about.
The best Alien game is Alien Infestation.
Yeah, so far. I just hope Gearbox just does a good job with Colonial Marines.
Yeah, it could go one way or the other.
And does Tomb Raider, I mean, it looks like a cool game and stuff, but I've just never cared about that franchise.
I know.
Doesn't each game have like the exact same plot?
No. Well,
This rich British chick wants to go steal some stuff.
two of them. What? Oh yeah, no. All the Tomb. Yeah, of course, all Tomb Raiders have the same. But this one is like a remake and an origin story where you it's
the prequel.
Yeah, it's where she becomes Lara Croft and goes from being, a scared girl to this fucking gun-toting badass snapping necks left and right. It's basically the build-up story, and I find it really cool that they're willing to go that way. And
I think it is.
And some people have taken some hate, have given flack to the game for some of the things that they're doing to Lara Croft, like the whole rapey thing that they go.
Well, she gets the shit beat out of her, but I mean that's what would happen.
Exactly, and that's what I like, is they're willing to go in a really weird direction with the game that some people either would cringe at or would not want to see that happen.
I do respect that they're willing. I don't really care about the franchise, but
Neither do I, but
I do
I think the
I like
idea is good.
I like that. I like her character, and I like the way the origin story. I do like that they're willing to pull no punches with this action game. You know, Nathan Drake got the shit beat out of him at every turn.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
should or why shouldn't Laura, just because she's a girl?
Yeah.
You know, that toughens her up.
Yeah, exactly. Like Nathan
I-
Drake was
I-
broken and battered throughout every game. Laura Croft should kind of go through the same.
I do like that, but there just every other game on that list I'm looking forward to more than Tomb Raider.
I would contend for Tomb Raider. I love Fire Emblem.
I can see either Aliens or Tomb Raider go.
I would agree with Aliens go over Tomb Raider.
I'd take up both.
Just take out both.
I would argue to I would
What
personally
happened?
I would personally argue Tomb Raider to be on the top 3.
I put that there and I don't care.
Yeah, no,
Personally argue Tomb Raider to be on the
No.
top 3. Whoa.
I am. What you do?
I can hear myself. That was bad.
I would much rather. Nah, I mean.
Okay.
Last.
Okay, well, I would say, Fire Emblem, I love Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
But-
It's another Fire Emblem.
Exactly, it's another Fire Emblem. It's Fire Emblem again.
Yeah. And
Tomb Raider's trying to do something completely different. It's going somewhere where Tomb Raider hasn't gone before. Fire Emblem is doing what Fire Emblem does, which is do a really damn good strategy game.
with a story-driven.
Yeah, with a good story and great characters.
Yeah.
You can all die, but it's another Fire Emblem game. And we know it's going to
I
be
don't know.
good, but it's...
You can say the same thing about Tomb Raider, even though they might be taking it in another direction. It's still just another Tomb Raider game.
yeah. I think Tomb Raider deserves to be on this list more so than Fire Emblem.
Well, we all know Last of Us is gonna win because it's grim dark.
I don't know.
I was gonna vote for Bioshock.
I would vote for
Infinite.
Bioshock Infinite.
I would vote for Bioshock.
Boom.
In your face, Maxwell.
All right, so we know who wins, but who do we cut? We need to cut 2.
How about
Fire
Alien Colonel
Emblem.
Marines?
I-
Or Colonial.
I would cut Colonial Marines.
I'll cut Colonial. I'll secede.
All right, but now it's between Fire Emblem and Tomb Raider.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, just at the end of the day, I am looking forward to just playing the ever-loving shit out of Fire Emblem and having, like, multiple playthroughs where I marry someone different every time.
Oh, you're gonna get
Yeah,
different
who here
weapons.
out of this group is gonna get Tomb Raider?
I am.
Okay, that's
One.
who's gonna get Fire Emblem.
I
Me.
am.
Me.
All right.
That's
You're right.
three.
You're right. Tomb Raider loses to Fire Emblem.
Take that, Laura Croft.
See if you get back up from that. All right, Bioshock Infinite is the winner, with the runner-ups being Fire Emblem, Awakening, and The Last of Us.
Good one, Maxwell. We all know it's going to win because it's grim. Dark. It's good to know that you know so much about us.
Okay. I'm gonna...
Worst game of the year. Oh, you go, yeah.
Okay.
You should have kept Katawater Shoujo on there so we could go on about how it's not a game. But
All right, sure, fuck it, why not?
why is Dust even on here if you're gonna defend it so much?
I didn't put it on there.
Oh, Alex did.
I don't know. Somebody did.
I put that there.
I gave
Oh.
access to this. I gave access to this document to everybody. They can write on it however they want.
Good one, Maxwell.
So yeah,
It's a what's one called, a visual novel too, right?
what? Kind of what shoujo?
Dust.
Oh no,
But
it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's not a Dust of the Elysian Tale is not a visual novel.
Oh no,
Looks like it to me.
I thought you were
Looks
talking
like
about
it, but it's
Katawater
not.
Shoujo.
All right, Maxwell, read off the list and the award.
Worst game of the year.
So excited.
Never Dead. Family Guy, Back to the Multiverse. Katawater Shoujo. Amy, NBA 2K13.
Why? Why is that here?
South
of
Park, Tinnerman's Revenge. Battleship. Dust and Elysian Tale.
You know, you should be an announcer, Maxwell. You have that voice for it.
On public radio. AM public radio.
I would cut Dust and Elysian Tale. I don't think it deserves to be worst game of the year.
Yeah, me either. Everything on that list is worse.
Way worse than Dustin Elysian Tale, no matter what the opinion is. Alright, I cut one. So,
I will cut everything but Kawada Shoujo because at least everything else is a game.
Evan, go.
Well,
Uh,
wouldn't Katawa Shoujo not be on there because it isn't a game?
It's a visual novel. Do you consider visual novels to be a game?
That's true.
I mean, do we
No.
consider Virtue's Last Reward to be a game?
Yeah, because it has puzzles and shit.
But
that you
it's a
actually
glorified
do.
it's a glorified visual novel.
But you can't
Don't let the
progress.
don't let the puzzles. It's a choose your own adventure visual novel. There are puzzles in it every now and again, but it's a visual novel nonetheless. Don't fool yourself into thinking it isn't.
I know, yeah, it is a very heavy visual novel, but it does have game elements.
But I mean, we are considering that to be a game. I think
Exactly.
then
So
we should let Katawa Shoujo be a game. It's a
no,
visual
because
novel.
it doesn't have the what? Well, I guess if you consider pointing and clicking a game, then yeah.
You do the exact same thing in Virtue's Last Reward. There's no difference.
Yeah, but you also do the same thing on your screensaver to get your desktop.
Okay, so worst game of the year, Pipe Dream.
Pipe Dream is a mainstay.
Worst game of the year, I'd say Family Guy Back to You Multiverse.
I would-
They just released that to get that out before South Park.
Yeah, I
Did you actually play it?
Nope.
I've
Why would I?
I've seen it. I know the humor for Family Guy, and I know that they're not gonna put effort into this game. And every single thing I've ever heard or read about this game, it is one of the worst games that's come out this year. The
what about Battleship?
the best score I've seen come out, Family Guy Back to the Multiverse, was from Game Informer, and it was a 4.5, I believe.
Impressive.
Man.
That is the highest I've seen. Everybody else says this game is unadulterated shit.
I mean, they say that about every other game on this list, except for Katawa Shoujo. I mean, that's what you can say. At the end of the day, Katawa Shoujo has its fan base.
Yeah, it has its very specific fan base. It's very weird, creepy, hold you in the cellar fan base.
Yeah.
So you're saying we should cut Katawa Shoujo?
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh,
Man,
God.
Katawa Shoujo, you survived.
You survived.
It's won so many Game of the Year awards, though.
Oh, fuck you.
Where's your award for Babby's first visual novel?
I wish I would have made it, because that would be a good one. Alright, so are we agreeing Family Guy Back to the Multiverse should be the winner?
Yeah. Of course, I'm surprised, Maxwell, you didn't say NBA 2K.
I mean,
Let him give Maxwell a few hours with it, and he'll come back and be ready. To
this is
change
the
his vote.
worst game ever. I rescind my vote for Family Guy Back to the Multiverse.
You know why it's the worst game of the year?
Why?
I played it for an hour. Then I looked at how long I played NBA 2K12, and I hated myself.
So you hate the game of life because it all counts time forever. Alright. Well, okay, so, I mean, anybody here played Never Dead?
No,
I haven't played anything on there.
neither have
I
I.
played Amy. It was supremely mediocre.
Really,
It was
yeah.
a little bit less than mediocre, but it had potential. I think it deserves to be...
Eliminated.
I think it deserves to be eliminated. I don't think it's nearly as bad as anything else on this.
I think we all agree Family Guy wins, so
Yeah, we need
let's
to-
move on.
So
We need
you
to
can,
cut-
and you can go ahead and cut Amy and NBA 2K13.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
cut this.
might as well cut Never Dead too. Just South Park, Battleship, and Family Guy.
Is it Battleship, the board game?
No, it's Battleship
Oh.
the movie, the game, which I heard.
I heard the movie was awful,
I heard
so
the
I'm
movie-
pretty sure the video game is gonna be equally bad,
I
or
heard
not
the
worse.
movie was bad, but the game was mediocre.
Really? Huh.
And I mean, this is all going off videos I've seen. I've never played the games myself. Like I did some research for some of these categories. Some of these games are pretty damn awful. I would say that we can cut Amy, NBA 2K13, and Battleship. I think Battleship, from what I saw and from the reviews, it's a really mediocre game in comparison to everything else.
Alright.
We're still talking about this. Let's just move on.
We're going.
Yeah,
Okay.
none of us have played any of these
Yeah,
games.
that was- yeah. All right. Family Guy wins. You're a terrible game, Family Guy.
Yeah. Yay.
So I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. You win something. All right. Who wants to read the next one? All right. Best.
I guess I will, because I think this is probably going to be my last category for the night.
All right.
Best downloadable game: Dust, An Elysian Tale, Mark of the Ninja, FTL, Penny Arcade Episode 3, The Walking Dead, Don't Starve. Yes, it's still a beta officially. Karawada Shoujo, Call of Cthulhu, The Wasted Land. Now, Nelson, as much as I love Cthulhu, I have never heard of The Wasted Land.
I didn't put it on there.
Did you, Maxwell?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, good.
I don't know who put that, but I think that's the winner for best downloadable.
My mom's not downloadable, dude.
All right. I guess not.
You need a season pass.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Call of Cthulhu: Wasted Land is an iOS game,
Okay.
but I don't think it's the best downloadable game.
iOS game.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay,
I think
iOS,
Walking Dead can win.
iOS downloadable. Happy? I think we can cut Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
All right. And Smith's
And-
mom.
And Karawada Shoujo.
Okay.
I mean, is anyone here gonna argue in favor?
No, hell no.
No.
And we cut Don't Starve because technically it hasn't come out.
Shh.
Okay, so we got 3. Oh, 5. Sorry. We need to cut it down to 3.
I'd be willing to back 3 of those.
I'd be
so.
willing to cut Penny Arcade.
Yeah, me
So
too.
3.
Yep.
All right.
Didn't even know they had a game.
All right. We got Dust and Elysian Tale, Mark of the Ninja,
Cut Dust.
Yep. That's,
Yeah, no. For once, I'll agree. I can't win it, but I would defend Mark of the Ninja and FTL and Walking Dead over Dust.
Yeah.
All right, so it's come down to
Yeah.
3. Mark of the
FTL is
Ninja, FTL, and The Walking,
Walking
Dead
Dead.
for
winner.
the best downloadable game.
Walking Dead.
Anybody else? I would put it in for Mark of the Ninja.
I'm
I
not
love-
surprised.
I love the shit out of Mark of the Ninja, but I'm-
It's one of the greatest 2D stealth games.
yeah, it
It
is.
was really awesome, and
It made stealth cool again.
it made stealth
It
not a hassle. It made it supremely playable.
yeah, that's why I like it. But I'm a Walking Dead guy.
Okay, Maxwell,
It's in Walking Dead.
you put Walking Dead for best downloadable. All right, I can't win. I can't win that. Damn it. I think
I mean-
the Ninja deserves to.
I love the hell out of those other 2 games, but I'm a Walking Dead guy.
Yeah, just Walking Dead has done so much that especially for a Telltale game, because Telltale doesn't usually do these types of games, like go out of
Yeah.
this highly story-driven game.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I mean, what else have they done? The Sam and Max.
didn't they do Day of the Tentacle? No,
Did they?
I don't know.
They did Back to the Future, which was really good.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Then
They
they did Jurassic Park,
Which was really bad.
Which was shit.
Which was shit. And then they did The Walking Dead,
Which is
was,
really good. Walking Dead has brought a lot to the table for downloadable games, at least story-wise. I mean, it's not the
Yeah.
best playing game or the best looking game.
but it's a story-driven game.
Yeah, it's
And
really
it-
story-driven. Like,
I think it just kind of goes to show that, you know.
that story could be more than enough to make a good game, that the gameplay doesn't have to be everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in Mark of the Ninja, you go in and you could kill nobody or kill everybody, and both ways feel like a complete badass.
You know,
There's been games that have done that before,
But-
but like The Walking Dead, I can't remember a game where it was like that.
you can do that in Dishonored too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
Man.
like in Dishonored,
Or any other
There's-
or any sandbox game ever.
I just feel like Mark of the Ninja did something in the way that it presented information to the people who played the game. It presented
Splinter Cell.
no, but I mean it presented everything in a way that made sense and it didn't seem completely overt.
The Thief games, all of them.
Ah,
Grand Theft Auto.
what? What?
Saints Row,
Call of
kind of.
I don't even know it. This is.
Not
We're not
really.
even talking about stealth anymore. God of War, best stealth game out there. God damn it,
Like a ninja.
assholes. All right, Walking Dead wins. I completely agree. I just feel like somebody needed to argue for Mark of the Ninja. And
I'll agree with you. It's a great game, but
FTL definitely deserves a spot on this game because it's a hectic, crazy game where you could just die as easily as you could survive for 10 minutes.
yep.
And it's one of the most frustrating games you can play and one of the most satisfying games you can play.
Yeah.
And it's only like $10. It's a great game.
I'll agree with that.
Alright, Walking Dead is the winner for best downloadable game. Alright.
Oh,
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. We barely made our way into this list. We still have a ways to go.
we will be back.
We will be back, but that so far has been our winners for this end of the year podcasting. All right, thank you
Yep.
guys. Bye.
And